Hello everybody. Today we're going to do a short practice completely on our backs to really get to all sides of the hips so you feel loose and limber down in your lower limbs. So we're going to start by laying on our back. Now the couple of props you may want to have is a blanket or a towel for padding under your head if you'd like it. And you may want to strap handy. In fact, I'm going to bring mine a little closer to where my head is going to rest. And that'll be just in case you need a little bit of extra reach to gather your knees in towards your body. So go ahead and lay down on your back. And once you come down onto your back, you can take a moment to pull the knees in and sway yourself a little bit side to side. Maybe roll your ankles or wiggle your toes. Let yourself loosen up a bit. Now keep the right knee in towards your heart and put the left foot down on the ground. You're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh, just below the knee. And you're going to reach down with your hands. The right hand will go in between the knees, and the left hand will come around the outer thigh. And you can interlace your fingers around the back of your thigh. Now, if this doesn't make an easy connection for you, that's what the strap is for. You can always loop the strap around the back of your thigh so your hands don't have to clasp. So, with or without the strap, just kind of lightly cup the back of that left thigh and keep your elbows nice and long here. You don't want to hug the legs down too close just as we're warming up. So focus instead on flexing the right toes back towards you. And as you draw the toes back towards that knee, you may feel a little bit of easing in this as you really start to get into the hip. And then I want you to take a deep breath there. Now as you exhale, soften the elbows a little bit and let that bring the knees in just a smidge closer to your heart. Not so much that it's too intense. Inhale, straighten the elbows and kind of ease out of it. Exhale, bend your elbows and pull the knees in a bit. And inhale, straighten the elbows. Give yourself some space. Last time, keep those right toes back and active. As you exhale, pull the legs down a little bit. And inhale, straighten the elbows away from you, slide the fingers apart, and you can drop that left foot to the ground. Now slide the right ankle all the way over the thigh, so the thighs stack and they're flat one on top of the other. Pick up your left foot and wrap your hands around both the knees. It doesn't really matter where you touch, just draw the thighs in towards your belly. And just let yourself rock a little bit side to side. You can start to slow down that rocking. Taking a little bit of a longer linger on either side. And come back to center. Go ahead and put your left foot down. And then stretch your right leg straight out away from your hips towards the ceiling. Let the toes drop down a little bit. So keep this leg straight up out of its hip socket. And make sure your left heel is in line with your left hip socket so the thighs are parallel to one another. Palms flat on either side of your hips. Press down through your left heel, your grounded foot, and slowly lift your hips up towards the ceiling like you'd like to leave a footprint on the sky. Exhale, slide the hips back down to the earth, keeping this leg as vertical as possible. Go ahead and press down. And as you lift the hips, focus on not wiggling, both as you rise and as you fall. Last one, slow and steady. Keep the left knee high, sliding the left sit bone up the line of the back leg. Go ahead and come down. Now draw this right knee down towards your heart. You can wrap your hands around your shin, or if you'd like more space in the joint, wrap your hands around the back of the thigh just to give it some more space. And lengthen out your left leg in front of you. Now, kind of like we did before, inhale and stretch out your elbows so you have maximum space between your right knee and your belly. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly pull that knee down towards your heart a little bit. And inhale, straighten. And exhale, draw it inwards. Last time, inhale, make some space. And exhale, draw the right knee down, feeling the stretch in the front of your left hip. Now inhale, straighten those elbows, keep them loose, and then bend your left knee, put your left foot down on the ground. And we're going to place the right foot flat down alongside it. Draw the left knee in and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. For this time, repeat everything we've done. I'm going to show you from this angle so you can have a different perspective. Scoop your hands or your strap behind your right thigh and let the arms stay long as you slowly draw the left toes back a little bit. Just take a few breaths here. Let your body acclimatize to the situation. Take a last breath in. And as you exhale, melt at the elbows a little bit, so maybe the legs come closer to your upper body, and inhale, straighten the elbows. Doesn't have to be much. It can be very subtle. Guide yourself based on the depth of sensations. Last time, inhale. Exhale, elbows melt, knees come in a bit. Inhale, straighten the elbows, release the right foot down, and slide the left leg all the way across until the thighs are stacked with the left thigh flat on top of the right. Pick up your bottom foot and bring both knees in towards you. You can always clasp your hands or hold on to the legs separately, doesn't matter. Let yourself just rock a little bit, side to side. It's not a big rock. Think of it more as a gentle tip. But eventually slow down so you hover in either direction just a bit longer each time. And then let yourself tip back into stillness, and you can put the right foot down on the ground. Uncross the left leg and stretch it straight up out of your hip socket, lining to the sky. And make sure your right knee and heel is in line with your right hip socket. Palms down flat to frame your hips. Press down through your right heel. And see if you can lift your hips up like you really want to press your foot to the ceiling. Exhale down. Slow and controlled. We'll do this 2 more times. Lifting. Not saying there's not going to be wiggle. I'm just saying we're going so slowly and mindfully that we can really minimize it. Up and down. So go ahead and bend that left knee, and you can wrap your hands around the shin, behind the thigh, but stretch the right leg out flat. So I'm going to turn back to the side because I think that gives you a better view. So the right leg out long and the hands cupped around supporting that left knee. Take a breath in and stretch out your arms. As you exhale, go ahead and pull the knee down a little bit. Inhale again. And exhale, bring the thigh down towards your abdomen. Just one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, make some space. Leave it there as you slide the right heel towards your sit bone. Put the foot down. Release the left foot. Now step the feet a little bit wider apart than you usually rest them. Hip width or even a little bit more. Arms release softly to the earth with the palms to the ceiling. Sway your knees out to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right. Bring your knees up and leave them left. Maybe you turn your gaze towards the right and bring the arm up alongside your cheek so your nose is pointing away from your knees. One full breath in and out. Release the top arm, bring it down, bring the gaze back to center. Sway the knees up and drop the knees ever towards the right. Maybe you'd like to bring your left arm up towards your cheek. Maybe you want to roll your head face away from your knees. Gaze back to the sky, arm back down alongside your torso, knees up, feet flat. Now keep the knees wide, keep the feet wide, but pick up the feet. And wrap the hands around the back of the thighs so you draw the knees in towards your shoulders. Now you can stay here for a moment if you want, or if you feel like it, you can explore flexing your feet to the sky. Maybe you cup the back of your calves and kind of gently guide the calves in to keep the shins more upright. If you feel like it, you can grab the front of your shins, your outer feet, or your big toes. A couple of options here depending on what you want to sustain as we take 3 breaths. Relax the shoulders from wherever you are. Let them drop heavily towards the earth. One more breath. And as you breathe out, release the lower legs wherever you've got a hold of them. Bring the heels down towards your seat. Bring the knees together. Put the feet flat on the ground. And maybe take a moment to open the knees apart, side to side, like a butterfly's wings. You can place your hands on your belly if you want here. Have your palms up. Or any other expression that feels really good right now. As you exhale, maybe explore sighing through the lips. Letting all the air pour out of you before you close the lips again and breathe in. Exhale, a little light sigh. One last time, close the lips, breathe in. Exhale, release it fully. Now you can always stay here for a little longer if you want. But whenever you're done, you can rock one knee to the sky, put the foot on the ground, the other knee to the sky, the other foot on the ground. Both knees in towards your tummy. Wiggle a little bit to bring some length into the low back. Then rock onto your side and lift your head and shoulders as you make your way back up to a seat. Adding any padding under your sit bones that you want. And bringing your hands around to rest in front of your heart. You can spend a few moments here in quiet contemplation or meditation. Or you can maybe just smile and head right back into whatever comes next in your day.